Suede leather is a type of leather that has a velvety soft texture on the surface. It is usually made from the middle layer or layers from a thick hide that is then split into several thinner layers. This exposes the fibers on the top and the bottom that will eventually be made into suede. What makes suede noticeably more different than other leathers is that the surface is made up of many small raised leather fibers. It's almost fuzzy, though with a very compact and short fibers that feel smooth. So the stronger layers of the leather, full grain, top grain, have relatively dense, durable fibers. Those that are used for suede are usually the looser fibers that are more towards the middle and bottom of a leather hide. And we'll dive into more detail below as to what those look like and why they're used for suede versus anything else. And when made, these fibers are essentially sanded in such a way as to separate and raise them, resulting in that fuzzy texture and the velvety surface that we see on the suede, both top and bottom. So let's take a look at these different layers and exactly what they look like and why, and then you'll see pretty clearly as to what makes them different than other types of leather fibers. All right, we are zoomed in to suede. Crazy, right? So this is what a gray suede looks like, and the fibers are even this close. You could still see them a little bit separated, a little fuzzy, and so that's because the fibers have been sanded and raised. And these raised fibers are what give it, its unique look. And the benefit of that as well is that inside the leather, where those fibers are looser, it usually isn't the greatest material for a finished leather good because those fibers are so open. So in suede, we're essentially taking that, what is a disadvantage in other cases, and making it the primary advantage of suede because it gives it such a unique feel to it. All right, let's look at the bottom. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be relatively similar to the top. And there it is, we have our bottom. It's very similar to the top, and although it's gonna have a little bit of a different finish to it, it can be sanded a little bit differently to appear, differently than the top version. But again, we're seeing very wide, open, loose fibers that have been essentially kind of raised up and out from the leather. And that's what gives it that look and feel. And you often see when you move your finger over suede, depending on how the light hits it, because those fibers are moving, it may look lighter in one area, darker in another. But don't worry, some people are like, oh no, it's stained. Often it's just the nap. That's those fibers, we refer to that as the nap when they're raised. And when you move that nap around, it kind of changes the look and feel, of that. Not to say it doesn't get stained, we'll talk about that in a bit, but it's kind of a cool texture to that leather. So now, let's check out the fun one, the extra fun one, the middle section. So here, we have a cross section of suede leather material, and it's really cool because you could see here pretty much exactly what we, may have expected given that this is often a split leather. So whereas natural leathers, full grain, top grain are going to have a very dense and noticeably tighter top layer to it, here on the suede, we see relatively similar, top and bottom, because this is going to be cut from the middle or the middle and the bottom of a leather hide when it is split. And therefore you're going to get those looser fibers on the top and towards the bottom. And then we see in the middle of this section of the suede, that fiber structure as well, that's pretty consistent. So it's cool because they essentially will split the hide, take this part from the middle or the bottom, and then sand the bottom of this, sand the top, and you get that unique look and feel of suede. When it comes to tanning, most often suede is done using the chrome tanning process. So popular is vegetable tanning and chrome tanning. Vegetable tanning yields a little more dense, stronger leather, whereas chrome tanning yields a very soft, flexible leather. So that's especially important for a suede because we love it when it's soft and flexible and it has that fuzzy feel. So chrome tanning is the primary method used here. And also, suede can be sanded on one side or both. So for example, if they want to have those fibers on top and bottom of a material, that could be called double-sided suede. But additionally, it can only be done on one side if preferred, whether to save money or if it's going to be used as a liner for something where the underside will never be seen or felt. It's also possible to just have it applied to one side, which is called single-sided suede, or most commonly suede. For cost, we're looking at anywhere around $3 to $9 per square foot. There's going to be a lot of variability in that. Some of the key factors include the type of hide that it has come from, whether it is a single-side or double-sided suede. Sometimes the coloring can vary, and also finish. You can get some that have a metallic finish, some that have protective finishes, things like that, as well as the quality of the tannery and the production process. So in general, you look to spend around $3 to $9 per square foot. For pros, you have a really unique material that's very, very soft. That makes it great for linings and things like that. It also gives it a unique look as an accent piece in other leather goods, or maybe you want to use suede as a accent panel to a vegetable tan bag or something like that. So it's a pretty versatile leather that's also durable. The cons are, while it's a durable leather, it takes a little bit more in terms of maintenance to keep it looking good. Since those fibers are exposed, it's going to be a little more receptive to stains, to discoloring, to kind of holding on to dirt and grime and things like that. So if you're open for a little more maintenance, then you'll be able to get a leather that has a pretty unique look to it. But just keep in mind that it's going to be a little more time consuming to keep it looking good. Good uses for suede include so many things. Popular ones include things like handbags, luggage, pouches. It's often used in jackets and clothing. You could find suede watch bands, purses. There's absolutely suede for dresses. You can get automobile upholstery done. Suede sandals, boots and shoes and belts. Suede wallets are out there as well. Often we find this in gloves or the lining of gloves. You could find it in briefcases, notebook covers, pretty much any type of leather good that is a small accessory, case, clothing, even up larger things, pretty much everything. So if you're looking to make something with it, you'll probably find something that works great. So there you have it, a look at suede. It's a really great material. As long as you're aware of its pros and cons and what you may need in terms of maintenance for a finished good, it can really give you something that stands out from most any other leather out there. And so if you're looking for a new type to consider for a project, definitely take a look at suede leather.